Happy bank holiday, everyone. This is take three, believe it or not. Anyway, um, just doing a quick whistle stop tour of all the crops, or just a few there. So have a look at this, the spring barley that's sown last week, and I'll have a quick look at the oats by the yard as well. And possibly, if there's time before the sun goes down, we might just stop into the winter barley and just see where that's at. It should be getting very close to that kind of growth stage 39. I just want to, or all's peeping, so just want to double check that and see where we are. Back to the wheat. So I was told there might have been a bit of mildew in the bottom of this. I don't think it's mildew. I think it's residue from the thiopron that's looking a little bit white on the leaves here. So still getting a bit of protection from the thiopron on that. At the moment, the leaves are looking pretty clean. I was looking at or dissecting the stems earlier or last week, and this is leaf 3 just coming on this plant here now. So this is about 10 days behind the crop at the yard. So this is, yeah, that's a nice colour. Oh! Yeah, looks pretty good. A little bit uneven down this end of the field. You can see all the tracks that were here from the winter and everything else, but that was the way it was. Yeah, no, I'm hopeful about this now. There was a touch of tipping or scorching just on some of the leaves from the liquid urea, or from the liquid N. And I was a little disappointed in myself. I thought the crop was dry enough for the application. So here's a little bit of it. Where are you gone? There you go. So just a little bit. It's growing out of it. It did look worse earlier on, but it's after coming on. So happy out. Right. I'll skip down the road and have a look at the spring barley next, see how that's shooting up. Okay, next spot. Just in with the spring barley was sown last week. This has been a difficult little field, and we're very happy with how it just turned out. So I'll explain why it's difficult. It's feckin' wet. There's just no soakage really underneath this, and over winter it's very hard to keep anything alive in it other than grass. So like I said, I just wanted to see where the seed is at. Flip the camera around and do it the other way if we can. May pause one sec. Right, just do a little dig here now and see if we can find any grains now. It should be down about 40 mil. Maybe just a little. Come on. Where are you? I don't actually know where. Let's see. Maybe down here somewhere. There you are. Right. So he is just there. Just might be a fraction. Sorry, just a fraction deep there for this time of the year. But it's not looking. Where are you gone? Sorry, it's not looking like we're going to get a lot of rain here now for the next few days. So I wanted to have them down in moisture. That's after chitting very well now. So roots are coming out that nicely. So can we see it in the sun? I probably have a shoot on that in about 2 days. probably tomorrow actually we'll probably have a shoot starting to come on that. So yeah, that's not looking too bad. Oh, where'd he go? There he is. Yeah. Oh, this was sown. Today is bank holiday Monday, so this was sown Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening. So yeah, that's not bad. Okay, put him back. Maybe he'll come up again. Yeah, so as I was saying, this field is just quite difficult to manage over the winter. We had a crop of winter oats in it and it didn't stick it. Part of that was my fault, but part of it was also the weather. So yeah, it would have been nice to have the oats in it. You could do with a break from barley, but we decided to go with putting barley back in it again, as I didn't want to be trying to harvest this late into September. So just wanted to get the barley into it and hopefully get it harvest sometime last week of August, maybe first week of September. No, it shouldn't be any later than that, hopefully. Fertilizer's on. It still has to get some nitrogen, and I'm still toying with the idea of pig slurry on it. Just trying to work it out if that's going to make sense. We'll see when the kind of just in that tillering stage. Let's see what it looks like then. All right, on to you. All right, next up on the tour, we are in the only bit of winter oats or spring oats we have this year. It's only about 4 acres. Just wanted a break from barley. It's been barley the last 6-7 years, so time for a break. Yeah, just standing in a weird spot now. Always have an awful lot of compaction along here when it comes wet. It really kind of packs and it's almost like it caps. Not really sure why. It just seems like the water can't get away from it. So we'll have to look maybe finding a way to put in a shore here and drain it to somewhere. We'll have a look at that in the back in the harvest there, or going with a deep rip on it. For the rest of it, this got Liquid N on Saturday. Today is Monday, and it is after flying out of the ground. I'd say this is up nearly I swear this is up 1.5 inches since Saturday. A little bit thin in spots. I just see the weeds start to come up there now. Next plan for this is your sulfonylurea and a bit of probably bit of SU and maybe Fluxapyr. See where we're going. I have to remember, Fluxapyr is okay for oats, right? Somebody put that into the comments. I think we're good. I got caught out with a spray once on oats, so I don't want to get caught out again. Right, that's this place. You know, this has grown massively since Saturday. I can't believe it. Right, well, sure, might as well have a quick walk up along it here. Looking down the roads, not too bad. A bare spot. I think the crows are after doing a bit of harm in here, so hopefully the oats will compensate like that. Right. That should have been all sown there. I swear that's crow damage. It is. You can see where they were digging, the little feckers. Lots of fun. It'd be better if I drove on the tram line, Stephen. Just remember that next time. Oh no, I know. Not sure. I was trying to get this pole into the middle of 2 runs of the sprayer. I'm off by 3 meters, which is a little annoying. Yeah, Not too bad. The rest of it looks okay. So, yeah. This actually went in a reasonably heavy rate, so it did take an awful long time for it to come up. So it was nearly 2 weeks before this was over the ground, and yeah, I was getting a little bit worried. I say because oats would normally be up a bit quicker than that, but it was very cold for Germany. The ground was just cold. Like you could put your hand in the ground and it was just cold. So it kind of, hopefully it'll drive on a bit now anyway. All right, that's it. That's kind of the 3 ones I want to have. Oh, actually, sorry, no, we'll try to do one more there before I sign off. We'll try and get down and have a look at winter barley next. Right, back in a few minutes. All right, we're back. Of course, I walk into the field in the worst part of it. Lovely little wet spot down there. Not looking too bad down there. Have a look at that field beside across the drain now in a minute. But I'll stay here and have a look first. So given the wet winter, we weren't able to stick to our normal tram line, so we had to make a few extra ones. Yeah, it'll be alright. Better than getting stuck. It is one hell of a nice evening, I have to say. So this is Belfry hybrid winter barley, and it's jumping out of the ground now. Ooh. Now, you guys see that? So ones are peeping. So my plan now is that coming? Is that? Yeah, they're just coming there now and that. So before the end of this week. This is one of the tracks from the digestate going on. So the plants, we've lost a few plants, but they're coming up. So they are. They are coming back up. Yeah, those lines are going. They'll close in again. So it's not the end of the world trying to put digestate out on this stuff. Like they might be a bit short, but they're coming. Yeah. So no real damage done there. So it just set them back a bit. Now getting over. This is nice stuff, man. We haven't grown this here before, so it's first time with it. Really just having experimenting with a few different things. So here, yeah, these ones spraying now. So let me think. I'm working next 2 days, so this will be sprayed on Thursday, which I think will be just about all right. This probably be ideal. Some of these small plants are, yeah, the ones are just coming there now, so Thursday will be fine. Yeah. Okay, walk back down here and having a look at the other field. So I've been having problems with plant establishment in the other fields. Part of it was probably lime related. We got some lime on it last year, during planting last year. I think it has made a difference. But it's not as uniform. Like you look across this, this camera will pick it up in this light. It's really nice even crop the whole way across it, apart from where you see the lines from the digestate. But no, really nice and even. This is going to get sprayed, as I said, it's going to get sprayed this week. It's getting one of the barley packs, whatever they have down in Liffey's, Cerrone and think it's getting, yeah, magnesium. So hopefully that'll be the last spray on this. See how it goes. Should be the last spray, I think. The rye is going to get the same, so it'll get the same fungicide and again Cerone and more magnesium trace elements. Might as well. These tracks are a lot deeper than they look on camera. So I'm not the only one with them. I'm not going to complain. It's a good test of the traction on the sprayer though. I've actually, for something with a hydrostatic drive, I've never had a hydrostatic driven machine before, other than the combine. It's some machine to pull itself around. So, what do we got next? We will pick a bad example on this one, because that looks nice up there, I have to say. Well, some of these tram lines are a bit weaker than the others. Overall, I think I'm actually happy with how this turned out, because our first day out with the sprayer and the liquid end, we discovered that the pressure regulator wasn't working, and I had no idea how much nitrogen different parts of the field got, so everything was a bit of guesswork now in here. Now it's only 5 acres, it's not the end of the world, but when you don't have that many acres, they all count. So again, we have awns coming out here. So again, we'll have a look at that one. So you're just starting to, I'll peel that apart here now, bear with me. I have to do this, I only have the phone with me today, so I didn't bring the other gadgets. Okay, so what have we got? Yeah, don't know, having never had a hybrid barley before, seems like a reasonable size head on it. Fingers crossed it all yields. But you look at this, it's much thinner on the ground than the other field. So like there's light in this crop, whereas in the other one, like there's not. So it's just thinner. Whether that's down to the uneven application of N, or just the fact that this field needs a break from barley and there's take all or something affecting it. But yeah, no, like see over there now. Yeah, it's just low and uneven, thin in spots, like thin here again. There's a bit of a wet area, so germination might have been poor over there, but the rest of the field is still just a bit thin. So like this, there's daylight here, there shouldn't be any daylight in that. So this will be going into either oats or winter oilseed rape at the end of after the harvest. So we'll see how that works out. I think I'd like to put this whole block into oilseed rape. Either oilseed rape or oats. Well, we'll see what we get at the time. I'm starting to actually lean towards oilseed rape, because I have a plan to do a second wheat where the wheat is this year, and then put that into rape. Yeah. All right, we're all good for spray timings. This will match up with the other field. Yeah, it'll be happy out. Yeah, be grand. Must stop saying that. Need a new catchphrase. I go with sucking diesel, but that seems to be a bit outdated. Yeah, could bring it back though. Yeah, just a little disappointing here, but on the whole, not too bad. So the other bit then is the two fields of rye. I won't look at those. I know where they're at there. Like I said, they'll be sprayed at the same time as the barley, so it's fine. You can just see the heads starting to, or awns or heads, to start to peep through on them on Saturday there. So Thursday will be time enough for spraying them as well. My biggest problem is water. My main water tank is empty, so we're working on having to buffer up some of the ABCs that we were using for the liquid N. So just drain them out well and then fill them up and run off those. It does seem to be kind of one side of the field more than the other that is more affected here. So like this seems better. But again, just a little bit thinner than what we were looking at first. Anyway, problem for next year. We won't change that now. Pretty much it. I have to go pick up a few bits on the farm, head back home, and see if we can figure out how to put all these clips together and make it like a video. Something coherent anyway. Don't know if it shows there, but you just see where they start with the sprayer. The extra nitrogen is really driving it on there, just in a spot. It's weird. You can still get a whiff of the digestate whenever you're walking near some of the broken ground. Yeah, it's not a bad smell. It's just a smell. It's just there. So, anybody that was read the bit in the Farmers Journal this week, this got a very hot mix, and I was a bit worried about it. It had everything in it. But I've been watching the temperatures, and there wasn't really a huge swing. Didn't go below 0. I think it went from like 13 to 7 that particular day. So I said, given we hadn't had much of a chance, I said I'd risk it. Now, here's something I haven't seen before. I don't even know what this is. Because I don't know. What sort of a bulb or root were you? Hang on, let's see if I can flip it open to it. It's almost like a nut. Alright. I won't say there's a prize, but anyone get any answers? I haven't. What the hell is that? Okay. Yeah. Somebody please educate us. On this whole though, I have to say, this is pretty clean. Very little weeds in it, thankfully. There is wild oats, but like I said, that last mix of spray was very hot.
it had axial, it had grow for egg, it had it was only later I informed myself that maybe growth regulator and axial are not the best things to put together. The grow reg apparently restricts the function of axial, if I said it that way. So this is usually a hotspot area for wild oats, just across the brow of the hill here. I'll be able to find some. Usually not that hard to see. I found a few the last day, but they're really not that hard to see. Alright, I'll take it as a good sign. Well, give it a bit longer and what's that now? No, that's barley. You'll probably all see them on the camera. Yeah. So again, just a few of the plants stunted from the digestate and just not driving on the tram lines. Now, I will say the tram we got changed the seeder last year, and the tram lines were not set for the wheel width of the sprayer. We've changed that now for the spring cropping, so it should be a little bit easier to make our way through our crop in the future without doing harm. That is a nice evening.
Right, hope you guys enjoyed that. Not a lot else to say this evening. Just hope you all enjoyed the bank holiday weekend. And apparently the Greenfields Festival was heard in my house. We're not that far away from it, but I didn't expect to be able to hear it. So apparently festival season is on, so summer is coming. Right, everyone, and have a good week. Chat to you all later.